Well, this morning, it's just unbelievable. We're talking about this again, the death of another superstar and icon, this time Kyle Busch, who passed away yesterday at age 41.
He had been in the hospital for what family called a severe illness. Now we know he was in a racing simulator in Concord earlier this week when he became unresponsive.
Yeah, he had to go to a hospital in Charlotte. Right now, it's unclear what happened or what the official cause of death is. Busch was coming off a victory at Dover International Speedway, winning the NASCAR Trucks race. Eco Save 200, his 69th career win. He was set to race in the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway this weekend, but withdrew from that Thursday morning.
Now tributes are pouring in, and NASCAR fans and fellow racers remember Busch and the impact he made on racing and the country. A memorial now grows in front of the Richard Childress Racing Museum in Davidson County as fans pay their respects to the legend.
Yeah, people came out in the rain last night and will likely do so again today. WFMY News 2's Manning Franks is live there now. Manning, what are you seeing as far as tributes?
Well, y'all were right. Yesterday we had some fans come into the Richard Childress Museum here, Racing Museum, and there were some flowers behind me right near the entrance where they were laid down in honor of the memory of Kyle Busch, again, who tragically passed away yesterday at 41 years old. Right now there's no one else out here besides us and me and a couple of other stations at this time, but I'd expect it to change more than definitely as the sun continues to come up. Now, I want to say tributes have been pouring in from across NASCAR. Now, that includes Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Harvick, Danny Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, and even Governor Josh Stein. Now, all of them remembering Busch as a record-setting driver, a fierce competitor, and a person who left a mark well beyond the track. Kyle Busch had just won a Truck Series race last weekend, as y'all mentioned, another win in a career full of them. This is part of what makes this so hard for so many people to process. Joey Logano said that reality is what hit him the hardest when we talked to him.
Really big reminder of how fragile life is. Because honestly, I mean, he won the race last week, or he won the truck race last week, and you know, this week we don't have Kyle anymore, and I'm shell shocked. I don't even know really what to say. My heart goes out to his family. You know, our community is pretty tight, right? Like I said, we compete against each other and those type of things, but you know, our kids play together on the weekends, right? Like you know their family, you know their personal side, and it's like I said, it's heartbreaking thinking about what they're going through right now at this moment.
And that sudden loss is always very hard to wrap your head around. But the Coca-Cola 600 is this weekend at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we'll be there this Friday talking with the drivers as NASCAR continues to remember the late Kyle Busch. Live here in Welcome, I'm Manning Franks, WFMY News 2.
Yeah, thank you, Manning. Just beautiful tributes pouring into a man who made such an impression on and off the track. Here at WFMY, we've gotten to know him well over the years. He blossomed into one of NASCAR's all-time greats.
Just a little while ago, WFMY News 2's Logan Campbell sat down with Busch. He talked about what it meant for him to race alongside other legends at Richard Childress Racing.
Gave us that really upward path of stardom and being able to be more mainstream. And so, you know, to me, Dale was one of those guys, and you know, he may not have been really looking for that, but it just sort of happened through his time and winning 6 championships, and well, 7, but 6 with RCR, and then, you know, being able to have that star power. And then when Jeff Gordon came in, the rivalry that those two had together, racing each other as hard as they did, you know, it was really fun to watch and to see from the sidelines. And then, of course, you know, being here now and being teammates with Jeff Gordon, working for Richard Childress and hearing the stories of Dale and all that sort of stuff, you know, it's really, really cool.
As we said earlier, Busch won the Truck Series race last weekend. After the victory, he reflected on his chase to catch Dale Earnhardt in Cup Series wins and how quickly life can change. At the time, it didn't seem like a remarkable statement, but to hear it now is both chilling and heartbreaking.
You know, once upon a time, I think my number in the Cup Series was wanting to eclipse Dale, and what is that, 75, 77? He's 76, right? So you needed 77. So somewhere in there would have been kind of what my goal was for the Cup Series. But take whatever you can get, man. You never know when the last one's going to be, so cherish them all. Trust me.
Gosh, it was just a few months ago the NASCAR family had another tragedy. In December, Greg Biffle, his wife, 2 children, and 3 friends died in a plane crash in Statesville. The 55-year-old played a big role in Hurricane Helene. We talked with him a few months prior to his death. Keep in mind, Busch was there to help that family grieve at Biffle's service in January. And Biffle's family said in a statement on Facebook, it's praying for Busch's family. That statement reads in part, quote, Kyle was larger than life, iconic, fiercely competitive, and an amazing friend to Greg. They leaned on each other often, not only through racing, but through life and personal challenges as well. We'll be in Charlotte today ahead of the Coca-Cola 600. There is a Truck Series race followed by the Cup Series race, of course, this weekend.
As you can imagine, there will likely be plenty of tributes throughout the weekend. This is all just so shocking. 41 years old. It's really hard to believe.
He was supposed to race in Charlotte this weekend before withdrawing suddenly on Thursday. It's hard to process this loss. We'll keep our coverage going throughout the day.